Peace, this is Brother Hatim, and you have joined us on Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Be sure to check out our site and subscribe at tribe.gyenamejourney.com.
All my brothers and sisters, hold hands and bow your heads. Let us pray. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth amongst the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? I say, defend the poor and the fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and the needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of court. I have said, ye are God, and all of you are children of the Most High. But you shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth. Thou shalt inherit all nations. Allahu Akbar.
This is Kabbalah Folks, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Keep up with the journey. Check out what we have done in the past. Go to journeyarchives.com. Hold on, caller.
This is Adam Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Be sure to follow Gye-Nyame Journey on Facebook, Google Plus, and Twitter. Check us out. Join the journey.
This is Adam Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio with Monica. Enjoy. This is Raymond with the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
This is Willie. Welcome to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I want to give a shout out to Silver Kevin, all my Silver Nation out there. I want to give a shout out to my mom. I give a shout out to my dad for raising me and my family for being around me. And I want to give a shout out to the people of my generation that's trying to do something big.
Cleveland, and you're listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Peace, Hotep. This man Soar Hotep, aka Mr. Deity. Mr. Deity doesn't sound good, I think it sounds great. Right now, you're listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
If you're not adding anything to the culture that you claim, you don't deserve to carry his name. This is Brother Hatem coming at you live, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Shouts out to the Gye-Nyame tribe, Gye-Nyame family. Stand up. Peace.
to the culture that you claim. You don't deserve to carry your name. This is Brother Hatem coming at you live, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Shouts out to Gye-Nyame Tribe. Gye-Nyame family. Stand up. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Peace. This is Gina. And you are now
you listen to your daddy.
on Gye-Nyame
Journey
Radio. Peace.
Peace.
Y'all heard it, we had enough, man. This is Brother Hatem coming at you live. I want to first welcome you to the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is the Heart of Pacific production, and we are now on Folktales for Grown Folks, where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Evening, family. Good evening. Welcome to Folktales for Grown Folks. We got a nice folk tale. We're going to have a nice conversation. And where the conversation go oftentimes depends on you. So I'm hoping that you are willing to participate and willing to call in. Call-in number is 614-556-4535. Once again, that's 614-556-4535. If you're looking and wondering what's wrong with my eye, that's called a sty. It rhymes with eye. Wonder if that's on purpose. I wonder if that's a conspiracy. Well, anyway, regardless, I'm joined online by one of my brother Tim. What's going on, my brother? What's going on?
All is well, brother. All is well over here getting the girls ready for bed, even though they don't have school tomorrow. They claim it's going to be too hot again.
Ain't that something? Now, I don't never remember it being this hot in October, man. I'm just going to be honest. We're looking at it. We in some strange waters, family. It was like 90 degrees today. I mean, I'm kind of upset because I got all this new merch. I was like, it's fall, man. I could wear my merchandise. And I'm like, nope. It's 90 degrees. I got all long sleeve shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But, you know,
yes, sir.
It go down. So did you have something you wanted to announce to the people? Or you just listening in?
I'm just listening in, brother. My famous quote is, focus is key. Focus is key.
Focus. All right, cool. Well, while you on, let them know about your business and where they can find you.
Okay, Brother Tim, I'm offering barber styling services to anybody. Technically, it's to those who are somehow physically or mentally unable to get to a public facility. I come to you. But it's all good. I'm opening the shop at 1065 Georgesville. It's on the west side of Columbus, and it's not open at the moment. So I'm still, if you let me know ahead of time, I can get to you. We can get you all cleaned up. Looking good is feeling good. Feeling good is looking good.
Y'all heard it, family. Y'all heard it here on Gye-Nyame Journey. All right, here we go. Family, y'all know that I am getting ready to go to this conference, which is 2 days, 11 hours, 15 minutes, and 52 seconds away. I'm looking forward to it. But they will be streaming the ADOS conference, and you will be able to get that. The link is up on Gye-Nyame Journey. Make sure that you are in the place. I still have possibly one more ticket for anybody that want to go down to Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't pay for all your stuff, but I got a ticket for any of the family out there that might be interested in going to the conference. Also, I wanted to make sure that you knew it's some stuff we got to cover right here and right now before we get into this. Oh, this whole Amber Geiger case. Now, we got Amber Geiger, we got the impeachment, we got all this stuff popping up. Family, brother said it already. Focus is key. What are you focusing on? Let me tell you what you should be focusing on if you are ADOS. And for those that don't know what that means, that's American Descendants of Slavery, right? If you are here, your focus needs to be reparations. Do some research, do some study before you call in here with some bullshit, because I'm going to hurt your feelings, right? Reparations should be on the table. It's on the table, and it should be part of your daily discussion, right? Part of your daily research. And here's something to help you. This is from the New York Times. Forgotten history of America's worst racial massacre. Hundreds of black citizens were killed in Elaine, Arkansas, a century ago this week. This article was written by Nan Elizabeth Woodruff. Let's see what she got to say. Published on September 30th. 100 years ago this week, one of the worst episodes of racial violence in American history unfolded in Elaine, Arkansas, a small town on the Mississippi. Details remains difficult to verify. The perpetrators suppressed coverage of the event, and the victims, terrified black families, had no one to turn to for help. You know who now, this is part of the issue as far as being ADOS. Do you know who they were supposed to be able to turn to? They were supposed to turn to the federal government. They were supposed to be able to turn to the government, family. And because they was not able to be able to turn to the government, this is part of the argument that we have being here in America and having been in here. Some of us could count 6, 7 generations of our people that have been here. And we have been stripped of government protection. We have been taxation without representation. We have a whole bunch of shit to go and drag these motherfuckers in and extract our income from, our money from, our resources from, right? And the only thing that it takes is for you to have some heart, for you to have the discussions, for you to be willing to be uncomfortable for the fate of your children, because we are being priced out of America slowly but surely. Won't y'all understand that? There's no reason why so many of us are so poor when so many of us have helped build the richest country on this planet. Many of your ancestors have sacrificed for the richest country on this planet. You have fought. Your ancestors have fought in every war. Your ancestors have participated in every step of developing this country. But yet you have not been able to reap the benefits. You have not been able to eat the fruits because you have been denied full citizenship. And what we are demanding is full citizenship. And citizenship should mean something. Citizenship does mean something. And we're about to find out what it means very soon. All right, here we go. The perpetrators suppressed coverage of the events, and the victims, terrified black families, had no one to turn to for help. In fact, local police were complicit in killing of untold numbers of African Americans. Untold numbers. The Elaine Massacre was among the worst instances of racial violence in American history, and it took place in a region, the Delta, that defined itself by its violence and oppression. One African American, William Pickens, described the region as the American Congo. Elaine, though an isolated plantation region, was part of the broader social upheaval following World War I that came in the form of massive strikes, racial confrontations, both at home and abroad. Elaine sits in Phillip County on one of the many bends in the Mississippi, roughly 95 miles southwest of Memphis. There, in the early fall of 1919, a different struggle for democracy was taking place. Emboldened by their war experience, African American veterans returned to the Delta to demand the full rights of citizenship and justice, not only before the law but also in their labors. In Phillip County, this struggle directly challenged planners' dominance. Now, I want you to understand this. Reparations have been given in America. Some of the planters from the Civil War received benefits, received reparations. I want you to understand that. The town was at the center of a rapidly changing lumber and plantation economy, known for harsh working conditions. Sharecroppers worked the land for a small share of the crop and were forced to sell their cotton to the landowner, who paid less than market prices, which is slavery. Workers also had to buy food, clothing, household wares, tools, seed, and fertilizer at the plantation commissary, which charged exorbitant interest rates. It was a system intended to keep black people in debt and dependent upon the planters. Legal disenfranchisement stripped them of the vote and an ability to share in any of the benefits of citizenship. But World War I brought changes to the Delta, and it did in northern urban cities, as it did in northern urban centers. Men and women migrated to northern factories and joined the military, creating a labor shortage in the cotton fields and lumber mills. Women received domestic allotment checks from men in the military, giving them cash beyond the control of planters. Consequently, plantation owners and lumber mills had to pay higher wages to have the cotton picked or timber milled. Even worse, from the planters' perspective, the much-feared radical industrial workers of the world, or Wobblies, were rumored to be organizing in the fields and mills. The heroism of the black soldiers in the war enhanced the struggle for black freedom, causing industrialists and plantation owners to brace themselves for the return of black veterans. As racialized violence spread in both north and southern cities, let me stress that again, in both northern and southern cities during the Red Summer of 1919, Delta planters were paying close attention. The violence occurred not only in the more familiar urban centers of Chicago and Washington, but also in the hinterlands of Omaha, Charleston, South Carolina, Longview, Texas, and in the plantation region of the Arkansas Delta. Late in the evening of September 30th, black sharecropper families gathered in the Hoopsburg Church near Lane. They came to discuss the membership in an organization called the Progressive Farmers and Household Union, which will help them secure a fair price for the cotton they pick and buy land. They aimed to hire a lawyer to represent them with the landlords. The 1919 cotton crop was the most profitable in history, and they stood to make a good amount of money. At 11 p.m., a band of white men shot into the church. Black guards returned to fire, killing the white agent of the Missouri Pacific Railroad. News of the shooting quickly reached the county seat of Helena. Soon word spread that blacks were attacking whites in a lane. By early morning, October 1st, that's the day, the sheriff sent white veterans from the American Legion's post to suppress what he deemed an insurrection. Calls went out to the government for federal troops. So they sent federal troops too. So we had state troops and we had federal troops. Telephone lines in Lane were cut. Throughout the day, at least 1,000 white vigilantes came from all over the state and from Mississippi to join plantation owners, their managers, sheriffs, deputies, and the veterans to put down what they called an uprising. It was effectively an invasion. By day's end, countless black women, men, and children had been slaughtered. All right, I'm going to try to keep on going, family. This is kind of hard. The following morning, Governor Charles H. Burrow of Arkansas and the World War I veteran, Colonel Isaac Jenks, personally escorted 583 soldiers, including a machine gun battalion, from Camp Pike in Little Rock, the state capital, to Elaine. Colonel Jenks sent all of the white women and children to Helena by train, ordered immediate disarmament of everyone, and authorized the killing of black insurgents who failed to disarm. Then the real massacre began. For the next 5 days, it's real life here at Gye-Nyame Journey. Sasha and Gina, last warning. Then the real massacre began. For the next 5 days, Colonel Jenks and his troops assisted by vigilantes, hunted black people over a 200-mile radius. They scorched and burned homes with families inside, slaughtered and tortured others. The troops were aided by 7 machine guns. On October 7th, Colonel Jenks declared the insurrection over and withdrew his troops. He brought the men and women deemed insurrectionists to the Phillip County Jail in Helena. On October 31st, the grand jury indicted 122 black men and women for offenses ranging from murder to night riding. A jury convicted 12 black men in the murders of 3 white men, even though 2 of the deaths had occurred from white people accidentally shooting each other in the frenzy. The confessions of black men had been secured through torture. Black people were thus blamed and sentenced and jailed for their own massacre. Local officials and businessmen conducted their own investigation of what had transpired in the Lane area. They produced a predictable narrative that resembled those dating back to slavery. In their view, a deliberately planned insurrection had occurred where black sharecroppers had intended to murder the plantation owners to seize the land. The findings blame outside agitators for stirring up ignorant sharecroppers. The committee's narrative appeared in newspapers all over the country. Colonel Jenks reported of his mission, supported this view, claiming only 2 black people and 1 of his corporals had died. He praised his troops for their restraint in suppressing the rebellion. So we have collusion of the entire white society, white mechanism to keep all of this under wraps. And most of us don't have money to go nowhere else, but then some black people is talking about, well, we ain't gonna never get it. Well, we should never stop fighting. Family, this is generational warfare. I'm trying to let you know. Whether it's happening like it happened in a lane, or whether it's happening like it's going to happen at the ADOS conference, we are at war, and we have to understand that, and we have to stop playing. We're trying to do political niceties, and we're trying to be more and more like them, and the less and less, you know what I'm saying, the less and less, the more and more we try to be like them, the more and more we start to fall off. We're falling deeper in debt than any other time in our history. We own less houses now than any other time in our history. The average, the median income in a black household right now is what? $1,700? Come on, family. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Now, perfect segue into the folktale of the night. The folktale of the night, family. The folktale of the night. The folktale of the night. Now, before we get into that, I gotta do some commercials. All right, family, go and check out the merchandise on gnjmedia.live. I just posted up the link. Also, I'm gonna show you a little bit of something. Like, for example, I have my Nia shirt. This is the shirt I'm busting into the conference with. This is that Daily Toaster shirt. Ooh, look at that long sleeve. Oh, hopefully it ain't too hot. Oh, but I'm putting on that deodorant anyway, and I'm going to sweat. Yes, Lord, I'm going to sweat. You understand what I'm saying? So go and help support Gye-Nyame Journey, family. We got the merch store. I just posted up the link. Also, if you would be also kind, check out our e-course, our free e-course. I'm going to post that up. Let's post that up. Copy. Where you at? We're going to paste. Go and learn about Gye-Nyame Journey. Join the tribe. Boom. There you go. The free e-course is up. Free. gnjecourse.com. And also, last but not least, let me make sure that you know that the lines are open. 614-556-4535. All right. So, folktale for the night. Folktale for the night. Tonight. Here we go. The father and his sons. And this is going to fit perfectly, family. Especially for today. Oh, I want y'all to understand that in Elaine, in Tulsa, in Rosewood, and the many other cities, especially during the red summer, the only thing that we had working against us was numbers. Family, I want you to understand that your ancestors fought. They just didn't lay down and catch no goddamn bullets. I want y'all to understand that. They were outmanned and outgunned. Limited ammunition, they did what they could and they fought. And we owe it to them. To keep on fighting. Keep on moving towards justice for our people. Get up out of this whole universal mind state shit. You know what I'm saying? Love for everybody. I mean, it's so many of y'all. It's so many of us out here. So spiritually wrapped up that we are physically no good. Love everybody. Love. Family, we need to be spiritual and not foolish. It's a difference. Some of the stuff that some people be talking to me is foolishness. Right? And I just got to say it how it is. Some of it
right
is...
back.
Go ahead, bro. You got something you want to say? Hello? Uh-oh. He keep
driving. No, I'm sorry. I'm talking to the girls. I thought I muted the call.
You like me. You got to be talking to the girl, man. But, we got school tomorrow, so... Man. A father had a family of sons who were perpetually quarreling among themselves. When he failed to heal their disputes by his exhortations, he determined to give them a practical illustration of the evils of disunion. And for this purpose, he one day told them to bring him a bundle of sticks. When they had done so, he placed the faggot into the hands of each of them in succession and ordered them to break it in pieces. Now, before some of y'all lose y'all goddamn minds, faggot is a group of sticks in the old days. They tried with all their strength and were not able to do it. He next opened the faggot and took the sticks separately, one by one, and again put them into his son's hands, upon which they broke them easily. He then addressed them in these words: "My sons, if you are of one mind and unite to assist each other, you will be as these faggots, uninjured by all of the attempts of your enemies. But if you are divided among yourselves, you will be broken as easily as these sticks." Incredible. Aesop, I have to salute you. Because, now, he didn't say all the brothers had to agree. He said all they had to do was unite. Support each other. Be there for each other. And no enemy outside them could break them. What the enemy strives to do is to separate each one of us and get us by ourselves so that they can gang up on us. Family, just like in the lane, we involved in a coward's game. I need to isolate you and I need to get you by yourself so that I can destroy you. Nowadays, they only have to do that. And they only have, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to do it by force. We do it ourselves. with the petty bickering, with the trying to control each other, with the trying to... we play so many goddamn games sometimes that we get lost and end up being a single stick that can be snapped easily. Let me tell you what a group of sticks represent. It represents institution. When a group of individuals come together, they form a consciousness that could go and move and exist throughout time, long beyond the individual. This is why I keep screaming to y'all, family, it's time for us to tribe up. Right? It's time for some of y'all in the church houses to start talking about some of the issues that we are really going through out here in these streets, and start demanding that some of these sermons and some of the work that's going on out of these churches are directly touching some of the people out here, building tribe. Same thing we do in Gye-Nyame. Same thing going on in Tawi. Same thing going on in the schools that we have some form of control. Same thing going on in these institutions. We need to start tribing up because other people have been tribing up all this time. We thought it was all about a melting pot. The only thing that, you know what? We might not even be in the goddamn pot. We might be the sticks that are burning to warm up the goddamn pot. We might be the natural gas that's being burnt up right now to warm up the pot. And everybody else is simmering. Because everybody agreed that they need somebody at the bottom, and we keep falling for the bag trick. I present this one with a little bit of money and he'll tell on all of them. Hell, they ain't got to give no money now. Some of us just Agent Smith. We just don't know it. From the Matrix, for those that don't know. Some of us Agent Smith. We just don't know it. The Father used a perfect example. Put the sticks together, they become unbreakable. At least for one, two, maybe three. It's going to take a whole group to break all those sticks. And then they got to coordinate just right in order to be able to angle the sticks to even break them. But once you start separating them out, leave them exposed. Look at what happens to us. We say shit like, nationally, on international TV, we say shit like, black people aren't a monolith. We're all different. Do any other people get up and talk about their group like that? Are Chinese people a monolith? Just wonder. How about Koreans? Are they a monolith when they work in them corner stores? How about the Arabs? Are they a monolith when they work in them goddamn stores? Or beating your ass because they think you stole some weed? My fault. Stole some grippos. The Asians, if you stole some weed, they beating the hell up out of you. Are they a monolith? We the only ones that's just so different from each other that we find it hard for us to find common ground. But everybody else can find common ground. You know why? Because they're listening to the wisdom of our ancestors. Every other people realize that in order to be a people, you got to have a common ground. You got to have a common culture. And there's certain rules that you do not break within that culture. And when you break it, even monkeys. I was watching the scene from the Planet of the Apes. And Caesar was standing up. Those that don't know, Caesar's the head monkey in Planet of the Apes. Was standing up above another one that had betrayed everybody and was undermining Caesar and was working with the humans. And in Planet of the Apes, they had a rule. Apes do not kill apes. So as this motherfucker's hanging for his life, he look up at Caesar and he says, apes do not kill apes. And Caesar looked at him and said, you are not an ape. And kicked that motherfucker down. Even the monkeys got a common ground. Are they a monolith? I would say so. I say the Asians are monolith. I say West Asians are monolith. I say the Russians are a monolith. At least when it comes to your ass. But are you a monolith? Are we a monolith? No, we all different. Let me tell you what happened to a bunch of different motherfuckers. It's called conquering and slavery. That's what happens to a group that is totally unmonolithic. They get conquered. History teaches us this. History shows us this. Carthage didn't move as a monolith. Zulu stopped moving as a monolith. Come on, family. Let me ask you a question. When Alexander the Macedonian was marching from Greece all the way across Asia, was him and his crew a monolith? I bet you goddamn they were. But yet we got individuals that come out speaking for us and they'll say shit like this. When what we need in order to get what we need to survive into the 22nd century is to be a goddamn monolith. Your grandchildren get to be independent after they get the benefits of what their ancestors built here. You right now are unworthy of being anything else but a monolith. We are the David of our generation. God told David that you are not, you can't build my temple. Your hands are dirty. Your hands are bloody. You can't build, you are unworthy to build my temple. Solomon had to build a temple. We are the generation, if we got to look at the Bible, that is how we are the generation of David, and we have to lay down the foundation and spill the blood so that our children can become the Solomons and be able to build that and be able to move out here and talk as if they are independent and separate from us. We have not made it there as a group. Yes, some individuals have made it, and they hype up the individuals, and we start believing it. But let me tell you what happened to those individuals. We can see it. They break you. They broke Michael Jackson. They broke Prince. I'm just waiting for them to break Michael Jordan. It's coming. We seen them break Tiger Woods. Hell, they just broke. You know what I'm saying? It's like chickens dashing the roost. They just broke that Stacey Dash. Come on now. Rather than trying to escape who and what we are, we need to embrace it. Those of us born here, those of us that's been here for generations, we are ADOS. And we are old. And motherfuckers, some of y'all out there is just calling it begging. Let me be very clear to you. And I say this all the time. I owned houses at one point in time before I got caught up in that 2008 thing, right? I never considered the debt collector that was calling me a beggar for calling for some money that he owed me. I never referred to him and said, I wish that motherfucker stop begging. Some of y'all owe credit cards now and be hiding from debt collectors. You don't call them beggars, do you? You call them debt collectors. You are a debt collector because a debt is owed to you. And for us to keep walking past the debt like it's not owed is us spitting in the face of our ancestors. How come y'all can't understand that? How can you look at some of the events in your life and not put this all together? Maybe my life is different. You know, I remember I thought my grandparents was balling. I thought they was rich. But then as they start getting older and my grandfather started working, the wealth wasn't there. And it wasn't there because he wasn't a hard worker. And it wasn't there because my grandmother didn't handle her responsibility. How many of us got people close to us who, I'm old enough now, I got people around me retiring right now and they don't even have enough money to retire. Ain't no wealth there. They've been living a credit existence. And we think that's just our lot in life. That, you know, I didn't save right. I didn't put away the 10%, the 20%, the 30%. Because you was helping your children, possibly. Because you had to help your children. Why? Because your parents couldn't help you. And their parents couldn't help them. And their parents might have got caught up in Elaine, Arkansas. Or any of these other cities. Or your family might have owned land around 1950s. But all of a sudden, a new development called highways might have rolled right through. Right? So, family, I need y'all to understand that your people have always been fighting. The history has just been hid from you. We have not looked at it. Ever since we have been over here, we've been fighting. And for us to start acting like we wasn't and start screaming stuff like, we don't practice unity. We haven't tried to economic. No. What's been denied us is citizenship. The federal government is supposed to protect its citizens, and they have never lifted a finger to protect you in your own homeland, in a land that you created. I know some of y'all don't feel me, and that's cool. But you really need to sit back and think about that. See, because some of your folks wasn't poor because they was lazy. You know how hard a sharecropper work? They described the whole system here. If you didn't hear how the sharecropper worked, they described the whole piece in this article that I was just reading. I'm not going to go back and read it. I want you to go back and read it. I want you to look at the process of sharecropping, and I want you to see and be honest with yourself and see how different your life is right now. Many of us are living sharecroppers' existences right now. But yet, because we able to get some nigger trinkets, we think that we're doing better. No, nigga, you just got a cell phone. That's it. You got the cell phone. You still sharecropping. I'm not gonna belabor the point tonight, family. I'm not gonna roll around on about it. Now, bringing it back to the story. We have a father talking to his sons. Let's make it more general so we all can fit in it. We have a father talking to his children, males and females. He's letting them know that if you group up, you can't be stopped. But if we argue and we fall out, family, we don't have to agree on everything. But we ain't got to do little slick shit to each other to kind of to expose a motherfucker in a world where it's already hard for them. You ain't got to do that. You understand what I'm saying? This is what being on code, when you keep on hearing people talk about being on code, this is what being on code is about. We got our own, we got some of our own working against our interests, don't even know that they are in full support of white supremacy. We got white supremacy in a lot of cases wrapped up in dreads and kente cloth. The shit is crazy. I see this shit all the time. And I'm sitting up here like, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And we become those separate sticks. But when I'm able to work with you as who you are, you're able to accept me, and we both accept who you are together. We AOS. We on the same team, dog. When we start eliminating those people in our circles that's always talking about the bag, see, because it's the bag that kind of separates us too. You know what I'm saying? That's whole bag mentality, and we got to start throwing that up our circles because pursuing the bag ain't working. We all become mercenaries. Hell, even in some of our love relationships, it's a mercenary type relationship. You know, it's about the bag. Everything becomes about the bag. It becomes about the money. It becomes about the economics. But let me be honest with you. Most of us don't got shit. So in a mercenary relationship, how you gonna hold on to something when the chickens dash home the roost? I'm using dash because Stacey dashes ass, right? Let me tell you how messed up it is for us right now. And some of us don't even realize it. We have this whole Amber Geiger case popping off. I want y'all to really think about this. This white woman says she got off on the wrong floor, walked into the wrong apartment, and shot this black man down. Now, the judge has allowed, I think as of today, for her to be able to use the castle law to her advantage. Where just because she thought she was in her place, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you thought you were in your place, so you had the right to gun this man down. They're going to get this white woman off. Setting the precedent. For what? For what? What's next? What's after this one? Right? We got people running towards the bag. We got Comcast trying to destroy this 1866 bill, bringing more separation between us. The six is getting farther and farther apart. Some of us won't even tweet about it. Hey, I mean, you know, we want to destroy this law. Want to break it down. And then, you know, revolt. Have their little shit. I'm kind of disappointed with some of the people that was on it. First off, they're going to have a discussion about a black agenda with a bunch of motherfuckers that none of us really ever heard of. Two of them being popular entertainers set the agenda. I can take it. But outside of them, who did they have of any real nation building stature? And Revolt TV is owned by Comcast. Wonder why reparations ain't come up. Wonder why attacking civil rights laws didn't come up. Revolt is owned by Comcast. It only take a little research. Sticks being divided. So we got work to do. And my role in this is, one, I have to get through the illusions in my own life as well as try to point out the ones that I see out here as well. Because family, until we really learn to distinguish the real from the unreal, because people be screaming, "This is my eye." Right? not distinguishing the real from the unreal is one of those virtues. It's one of those skills that you have to hone. And many of us are living an unreal. We are living an unreal reality. I don't know if I can use that right. Unreal reality. Come on now. We got to get deeper than that. We got to really get spiritually connected. We got to understand that it's a lot deeper than just being able to meditate and to pray for long periods of time. It's deeper than that. Spirituality is an activity that goes on amongst the people that you are among. Spirituality is about relationships. It's very simple. It ain't deep. You don't have to kill no chickens. You ain't got to do no goddamn shells. You ain't got to read no cards. You ain't got to be able to know where the stars are. You just got to know how to relate to people. Because if you can't relate to the people on earth that are with you, how the hell you going to relate to beings that you never see? Alright, this is Brother Hatim family. I know, like, damn, it's like, this nigga want us to support Gye-Nyame Journey. This nigga is going on some craziness. Hold on. So, once again, check out our e-course. Learn about some of the stuff that I'm talking about through our free e-course. Check out our merch. You go over to gnjmedia.live, hit the tip jar. You know what I'm saying? Support. You know, get a shirt. Get a shirt. We got the Cat In line out. This is the hoodie right here. This is the red. Oh my God, look at that. I can't wait. Well, I could wait for the winter, but I can't wait. For those that don't know, Cat In at the bottom, we got Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Our symbol in Gye-Nyame Journey is the phoenix, because we are rising from the ashes. Cat In means our thing. And we also have the hieroglyphics in there for your ass, for your eyes to see. Cat In means our thing. This is our thing. These tribes, these are our things. And we got to learn to take care of them. Got to learn to maintenance them. Got to learn to respect them. And make them sacred. So we could grow together. And our children could grow into something that is worth having, that is healthy. Alright, so family, this is Brother Hatim. Brother Tim, you got something you want to share with the people before I get out of here? You still there?
No, sir. You done set it off, brother. You done set it off. I mean, I could echo something you'd already said in a different way, but you done set it off.
All right. Wherever you want to do it, you can do it. If not, I'm going to call it a night.
Okay, I'll say this in essence of what you said before. It's like back to the movie Matrix. You know, some folks, you could wake them up and show them that what they thought they was living as reality was really, it wasn't reality. Ooh. And it's but it ain't comedy. Some of them be like, yeah, put me back to sleep. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Damn, and he threw down the mic. Put me back to sleep. I'm good. And that's what some of us do. You know what I'm saying? But once you wake it up, I mean, because Solomon said it best. And what's those hymns that Solomon did? The hymns of Solomon, I think it's called, where he talks about. I mean, because it's basically like the more you start learning about the world, you know what I'm saying, the more you have to really get in tune with something higher than yourself, because it becomes very depressing when you really be able to see what's going on out here. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn how to plug into something higher than yourself so that you can find the joy and the love. You know what I'm saying? So that you can find what it is and really feel it and really put it in action. Because all of the shit that once you start dealing with other human beings and you see what's going on, family, I want you to understand that the world has been carved out. And it's been carved out by conquerors. History is made by conquerors ruling over the conquered. This is how it's been. Now, I don't know if that's going to change, but that shit is still going on right now. And it's, right now, as far as the way I'm feeling, I'm so tired of being one of those that has been conquered. I mean, we can go on and deny it if we want. We are in a generational warfare, so we have a choice to either surrender or to continue to fight. As for me and mine, I'm continuing to fight. I'm preparing the next generation, and the generation after that, and the generation after that, till I can't do it no more. Even when we get reparations, we're not done. Because we getting them. Alright, family, this is Brother Hatim. I want to thank you for joining us in the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is a Heart of a Simmer production, and we have just done another Folktales for grown folks. We want to send out a shout to Brother Tim for joining us, and Sister CeeLo, I saw you as well. I know what we do here. We strive to blow up your old paradigm. I'm out. Peace out, fam.